Good evening, everyone. Tonight is the February 25th combined council meeting, starting at 6:07. Can we please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Madam Clerk, roll call.
Councilmember Brescher.
Here.
Councilmember Coyle.
Here.
Councilmember Dima. Here. Councilmember Kentos.
Here.
Councilmember Patel.
Here.
Councilmember Patil.
Here.
Councilmember Shmuel.
Here.
Adequate notice?
Adequate notice of this meeting as required by the Open Public Meeting Act of 1975 has been provided by the annual notice sent to the Home News Tribune and Star Ledger, Desi Talk on November 17th, 2025, and posted main lobby missile complex on that same date.
Okay, Council President remarks. For those who are here tonight, I just want to share with you, you're welcome to speak on the resolutions for 4 minutes, and at the end of the meeting and open public comments, you can also speak for 4 minutes. I also want to share with anybody who's listening and watching from home, if you have any questions, you want to email me personally, you can email me personally at jcoyle@edisonnj.gov. Thank you. Moving forward, we are starting the work session. This is just our work session. Number 5, unfinished business. Any further comments, considerations, further public hearing, and final adoption? We have 2273, ordinance amending the chapter of personnel policies, section 4-13 military leaves, subsection 4-13X of the municipal code of the Township of Edison. Any questions or comments from council members? Hearing none, moving to ordinance 2275, an ordinance establishing not to exceed salaries of certain officers, departments, heads, and employees of the township. Any questions or comments?
Council President?
Yes.
Yes, and we've spoken in depth about this. I know the public was outraged over the raise. I did tell Council President that I actually believe that 45,000 is a fair number for a council person. If the council people are doing their job, and when I say doing their job, it's not helping, with getting your sidewalk cleared or things of that nature. It's about looking at our spending. And I guess it was 2 weeks ago or something when we approved $400,000 for the Stelton that we might tear down for maybe some kind of radio waves, see if it's okay. I think if council would have taken a more proactive approach, we could have saved money in that aspect with it moving forward and working with the administration on it. So at the end of the day, I think if council did their due diligence, they would more than pay for their raise that they're asking for. So I don't find the dollar amount to be egregious. I just like us to look more at spending in the township. That's all, Council President.
Thank you, Councilman. Any council members, any other comments?
Council President,
Yes, Councilman.
while I feel a little funny voting on my own raise, I hear both arguments on raising the salary of the council and not raising the salary of council. But I think the timing of this vote, it may be a little too early. I think that if we would see how any raise would work within the budget that we're working on right now for 2026, and how it would show the residents of Edison that the raise, whether it affects their taxes, doesn't affect their taxes, I think that would be more prudent to do it at that time after we review the budget. So if you're asking me to vote on this today, I can't support this, but I think that if we review it closer to when we review our budgets, maybe a different story. Thank you.
Council President?
Yes.
We briefly spoke about this. In fact, I did ask about the report, the 2 top, 2 bottom towns to compare. I think it's not about the number, as my council colleague said, it's about the timing. And I did show my inclination that if we can wait for the budget, see how the numbers fit in, and probably that point in time, we can decide what is the appropriate amount. Also, I agree with my council colleague that, we should be looking into all the numbers rather than looking our own numbers in terms of the raise, but where we can effectively spend the money, where we can effectively look at the opportunities to save the money in the expenses that we are making. I think that's the very important aspect of giving the self-raise. Again, thank you, Council President.
Thank you, Councilman.
Council President.
Yes.
Yeah, I think Councilman Brasher, he brought up a good point, Councilman Shmuel and Councilman Patil as well. So I spoke at length about, researching and thinking through the minutes of public speaking time. On the same token, it's fair to even think through and research and bring up a number which is correct, which is accurate, which makes sense, and which is right, and which aligns with the budget and what we do. So I think I agree with everyone here.
Thank you. Any other council members? Okay. I'm just going to move to the BA. Yes?
Sure. I just wanted to, from a process standpoint, if you choose to so adopt this, doesn't mean that it has to be done right away. This just puts it into place. And once we have an adopted budget, which just so everybody knows, all non-union employees, we typically get our cost of living adjustment, let's call it that, after the budget is adopted. So if you want it from a process standpoint to treat it that way, it's up to you. Just because you adopt it tonight doesn't, it's from a process standpoint, we can do it whenever you feel it may be prudent to do so, and that's what we do for non-union employees.
Thank you. Any other council members? Seeing none, I will be looking for a motion to entertain to table this ordinance when we get to the regular meeting. Moving to the next ordinance, 2277, ordinance amending Chapter 2, Article 213, addressing the council. Any questions or comments from members of the council?
Council President? Council President?
I just skipped one. Back up right here. 2276. We're going to skip 2277. An ordinance of the Township of Edison, the County of Middlesex, New Jersey, authorizing the acquisition negotiated agreement of real property and or property's interest required to the drainage project that is planned for the area of Calvert Avenue and Abbott Court in Wayne and Huntington Road. Any questions or comments on the ordinance?
Council President?
Yes.
This ordinance, in fact, is a dream come true for me, and thank you, administration and former Councilman Bob Deal, working through this. Very excited, and hopefully we will be able to complete this project we'll start this project immediately once the ordinance is approved, and the budget will reflect the appropriate funding. Thank you, Council President.
Thank you. Any other questions or comments from the council? Hearing none, moving to 2277, an ordinance amending Chapter 2, Article 2-13, addressing the council. Any questions or comments?
Yes, Council President?
Yes.
Yeah, so I just want to bring it to light. What happened last meeting is under Robert's Rule of Order, when the motion to table is properly made and seconded, it takes precedence and should be voted on before returning to the main motion. Now, that step was not followed in the last meeting, possibly due to all the confusion, which resulted in what I would describe in myself, I believe, as a procedural irregularity. I raise this not as a criticism of any individual or the council, but because adherence to established parliamentary procedure ensures that our meetings are conducted consistently and transparently. So addressing this openly helps ensure that council's actions in future are not procedurally challenged, something that former Councilman Pointer also brought it to all of our attention. What was done was done. I could have raised a point of order last meeting. I did not knew the procedures about that, and I had a discussion with our attorney here as well today before the meeting, and but just wanted to bring this to light that Robert's rule says that. Now, how council prefers to follow, that you were the chair, so you had that choice to what to do at that time. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman. Any other members of the council wish to comment? In the regular session, I'll be putting this up for a vote. Moving forward, the review of the minutes. Any questions or comments for the work session February 9th, 2026, and the regular meeting of February 11th, 2026? Any questions or comments? Hearing none. To the administrative agenda, we're adding an appointment, a reappointment of Jacob Ryder, a Class 4 Planning Board, term to expire December 31st, 2029. He's been a former member for some time. Any questions or comments?
Council President,
Yes,
it's Jacob Reeder,
Jacob Reeder, I'm sorry.
and I think he's an exceptional appointment. I think he's served already for 2 terms, I believe, and he's done a phenomenal job. So kudos to the mayor for reappointing him. Thank you.
Any other questions or comments from members of the council? Hearing none, moving forward. For each department for the work session here. From the business administration, A. Any questions or comments?
Council President,
Yes.
sorry I didn't get to send this over to the BA earlier, but is that the total amount for all the IT technology going into that building? Does that include all the labor, all the work? I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yes, it does. It's breaking down into the quote. All of the labor costs are in there as well.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions or comments from the business administration, letter A? Hearing none, moving forward to 8 from the Department of Finance, A, B, C, D, and E. Any questions or comments from the Department of Finance? Hearing none, moving to 9, the Department of Planning and Engineering, A, B, C, D, E, and F. Any questions or comments? Any council members? Hearing none, moving to the Department of Public Works, A, B, and C. Any questions or comments?
Yeah, Council President?
Yes.
A question for the business administrator on B. What are the garbage carts? Are those roll-offs? What are we buying for $115,000?
Those are replacement of the recycling and the regular trash bins. So those are the 95-gallon.
They're the 95 gallons?
Yeah.
And how many are we getting? What's the total that we're getting for $115,000?
This is for approximately 2,100.
2,100? Thank you.
Council members, any other questions or comments, A, B, and C from the Department of Public Works? Hearing none, moving on to the Department of Water and Sewer.
Council President?
Yes, we have just A.
Oh, just A?
It's not listed as A. What is it?
I have A and B.
There is an A and B.
Okay. Well, Sonia, my question was about B. That's why I hesitated. But can I get a copy of that report, like an electronic format? I don't need it in paperwork. It's probably, massive. But if I can just get an electronic copy that I can go through it.
Sure, it's in the council copy.
Oh, it's
in the
inside
PDF.
that?
Yes,
Okay.
that Marlena sent over. Is there a specific question in terms of the backup and what the backup entails?
No, I was just looking for the entire report. So if the entire report is in there, yeah, that's fine. I just wanted to go through it. It's nothing about approving this for today. It's just about like an ongoing.
Correct. This is phase 1.
Education.
So what this will provide is the ongoing work.
Okay.
Yeah.
Chief of Police, here you go.
Any other questions or comments for Water and Sewer was A and B? Hearing none, moving, it was A, B, and A and B. Yours is different than mine. Okay, moving forward from the Chief of Police, A. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, moving to 13, the Chief of Fire. A, any questions or comments? Moving forward to the Township Clerk, letter A, any questions or comments? So we're ready to begin our regular meeting right now at 6:23. We have the approval of our minutes. You have a motion to approve the work session of February 9, 2026, and the regular meeting of February 11, 2026.
Motion to approve.
You have a
Second.
second? You have a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye. All in favor, say aye.
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 Any nays? Thank you very much. 16, approval of volunteer firefighters. Raritan Engine 1, for Robert Cerverdo, Justin Boslett, and the Oak Tree Road Volunteer Department. We have Sean Weeks, Jake Colotis, and Nicholas Johnstone. Motion to approve.
Motion to approve.
Have a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Unfinished business, ordinance for further consideration, public hearing, and final adoption. Clerk, read ordinance.
Ordinance amending Chapter 4 Personnel Policy, Section 4-13, Military Leave, subsection 4-13X of the Municipal Code of the Township of Edison.
We open this up to the public who would like to speak on ordinance 2273. Yes, please come up. Yes.
Elizabeth Conway, 20 Netherwood Circle. This ordinance really bothers me because a few years ago, the council stood up and stood behind their employees who gave their service to the United States. And now all of a sudden, we're supposedly just changing the wording, but if you look at the definition, it looks like all we're doing is making up the difference so that they'll get their full salary, if I'm correct. The thing that bothers me is while that person is serving our country, they have no chance of making any extra money, where a police officer on duty has the option of working overtime. So we're actually cutting back on people who are willing to step up and serve our country. Now, I think someone told me there's at least 4 people, which isn't a lot of people, but I give respect to those 4 members. And if I'm incorrect, please explain it. But the times that I was reading, it looks like it's just a differential from the money they're getting to serve and their base salary. Now, if you ask any police officer, you get a base salary, yes. Do you get a chance to make overtime either voluntarily or it's forced on you? Yes. Well, the military men or women that are giving up their service to our country, while they're doing that, they don't have the option of voluntarily working for overtime. And in this day and age, when before you were talking about in the budget, people are getting a cost of living adjustment, I don't understand why you would even consider doing this, but I just find it a little odd that everybody's getting an increase in salary, but you're taking it away from, I believe, and I could be wrong about the 4 people that are volunteering to serve our country. So I would really appreciate you looking into this and seeing, are we really doing right? And another thing to consider, if another person volunteers, or not volunteers, but applies for a job in this township, and they also believe in servicing their country, would they think twice about applying to Edison when I would scoop them up in a minute because their dedication is so worth it. So you're stopping people from applying, and you're basically taking the chance for people to make a few extra dollars while they're serving. And I don't believe that it's a full year, but any day that you're stopping them to make a few extra dollars when everyone else is at least, well, except for the people on Medicare who are getting 2.8%, but then paying more for medical, it's atrocious. It's truly atrocious. And any of you that think this is a good idea boggles my mind. Because when we're talking dollars and cents, you just stood up there before saying, let's see if it fits in the budget. Yes, I know it's 4 minutes.
Thank you. To the administration, did you want to speak on that first, or the counselor?
Sure. The interpretation of overtime is incorrect. Overtime is in a PBA contract in this instance, or a union contract, any union contract, right? So of course that's not mandatory. Overtime is never mandatory. It's not necessarily. It is there. It's not an obligation, but it's within the contract, of course. Secondly, in the ordinance, it actually increases that if a employee is an active duty, rather than 90 days, it goes to 150 aggregate work days. So it is increased in terms of active military duty. That was not removed. Just want to make that clear.
So we added from 90 days to 150 days for active duty.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Counselor, did you want to speak on that as well?
Yeah, I do just want to point out that the township ordinance goes far beyond what the statutory minimums are in the case of service members that are employees of the township. Particularly for reservists in the armed forces, the state statutes really only require a municipality to pay for 30 days of any kind of service. We extend that. We've made, as the administration points out, active duty actually far more coverage available, and it's work days, not calendar days. So even if they're engaged in service activities for several weeks, it's rare that someone who also has full-time employment with the township is even hitting those numbers unless they're actively deployed. And we've made sure to take care of them far beyond what any kind of statutory requirement is.
Thank you. Any members of the public would like to speak? Please come up.
Joy Ship, Edison, New Jersey. I'm trying to wrap my head around this, that I don't know why we developed a new ordinance. And I'm trying to figure out that if I'm on leave and the other police officers get to do overtime, then that money, because I'm serving my country, because that's who I am, I'm a great military man, or, or either a veteran, whatever, because I desire to do that, then the other people would get much more money than me if they did that. So would I would be penalized? I heard them say they added extra days, but they added extra days, but you can add all the extra days you want if I'm there on that Saturday and Sunday and we have a big event going on and other people are gaining a whole bunch of extra money. I don't know that it's fair, because I like to somebody explain that to me, how that's fair to the person who's serving our country. I don't get it.
Thank you, Counselor.
You want me to?
Yeah.
Okay. So that it's clear, what the ordinance does and what it continues to do is, while these service members are being paid by the United States government or the state of New Jersey, depending on their enlistment, they are also being paid by the township their regular salaries. regardless of the changes that are made here, that was the case before, that's the case still. So they wouldn't be eligible for the overtime under the existing ordinance. It's not something that is being altered in any way. So if they're not working for the township, they're still getting paid. That's the gist of it, is they continue to receive their salary from the township.
Thank you.
And we added extra days, you said?
Excuse me. You still have time.
Because we always talk about the state statutes and all that, so is this a civil service town? Or we only relate to the state things when it comes to different projects that we're on, or different employees, or different schedules? Because it just sounds, I don't know, it just sounds strange to me if we're not civil service, but we revert back to their laws when it comes to the state stuff.
This isn't a civil service
No,
law.
I know it isn't, but I'm
Okay.
saying, it just always finds strange to me that, that we're not a civil service community, but when we answer stuff, when we go back to stuff, we look for reasons different than what really exists. And what you explained to me, you still didn't explain to me thoroughly. You just told me back again that you're only gonna get this money that we supposed to give you, and it doesn't matter if the other people still get overtime. That's what you said to me, right? Because that's what your law says, that it doesn't matter. If the other police are on special assignment and they get overtime that particular day, those people that's in the reserve, it still stands that they're just gonna get their regular pay.
Yeah.
Is that what you said?
Yes. I'm sorry, I'm trying to parse the different parts of what you said there. So just so that it's clear, the statute that we're talking about here, the state statutes that apply, are not civil service specific statutes. There are statutes under civil service codes, there are statutes under the general annotated code that apply to municipalities in different ways. This is a general statute. There's both a federal statute with respect to service members, and there are New Jersey specific statutes that cover how that pay is supposed to be done in order to ensure that there is no loss of pay for service members for part-time work, essentially. To address the overtime issue, I'm not quite sure why we're conflating it. They're not eligible for overtime when they are required to be working for either the National Guard or for the Army Reserves or wherever they're deployed. They're simply, they don't have a choice. That's part of their service requirements. So when they're doing that, in lieu of being eligible for overtime, they're being paid for that service, but then they are also being paid by the township for time that they are not actively engaged in working for the township. And the township does that far in excess of most towns actually in the state of New Jersey, even with these alterations that affect a very limited subset, while at the same time expanding pay for actively deployed members.
Thank you. To the BA, do you want to wait for more comments, or do you want to add to that?
I think you summarized it pretty well, and just overtime has never been a calculation in this, so it's really a mute issue. But again, this just clarifies a lot of the language.
Thank you. Any other members of the public like to speak on this ordinance? Seeing none, can I have a motion to close the public portion?
Motion to close the public portion.
Second.
Second. Okay, can I have a motion to adopt?
Council President,
Yes.
council comments on this, or no?
Generally speaking, that's after the motion to adopt is made and seconded.
Motion to adopt.
You have a second?
Second.
Council comments.
Council President, I've asked a lot of questions about this ordinance, and it was altered from the original ordinance that was presented to us a couple of meetings ago. And I think our township attorneys did a great job with the alteration and listening to the public, listening to some of the council comments. This update does not reduce any existing benefits at all. It clarifies definitions, codifies inactive duty training, and significantly expands combat zone paid leave for Federal Reserve members. Hearing that, I think it maintains our township commitment to fairness and transparency, and I support this ordinance. Thank you, Council President.
And any other council comments?
Council President, I don't know, I know that we tried to reinvent the egg here. I didn't see the need to reinvent the egg. Bill Northgrave's firm was a very capable firm. I think what he put together initially should have covered it. Looking at this, it looks like we're capping it maybe. I asked the military people that were here to contact me when they felt that something came back and it was fair and they agreed with it, and I have yet to hear from them. So I don't feel comfortable in moving forward and voting for this. Thank you.
Any other council comments?
Council President, I think the original ordinance, this was an executive order from executive ordinance that Mayor Lanke introduced, and this council stood firm to support that ordinance. Looking at the number of employees that are impacted, and if there is no impact per se, I don't think there is a need to change. I do hear from our attorney that we are trying to codify. We do this with a lot of ordinance, but the reality is the enforcement. But this ordinance is really stuck, and I always say one thing, and I will say that till I die. Neither me, nor my father, nor my grandfather fought for this country, but I'm enjoying the freedom in this country. I will never take a dime from any veterans who is serving for this country, and hence, I will not be supporting this ordinance.
Any other council comments? Hearing none, Madam Clerk, roll call.
Councilmember Brusher.
No.
Councilmember Dima.
Yes.
Councilmember Cantos.
Abstain.
Councilmember Patel.
Yes.
Councilmember Patil.
No.
Councilmember Shmuel.
Yes.
Council President Coyle.
Yes. Moving forward, we're moving to 2275. Requesting the council for a motion to table 2275.
Motion to table.
Have a
Second.
second?
Second.
Second. Who's the second? Second.
AJ was second, okay.
Okay. Madam Clerk, roll call.
Councilmember Brusher.
No.
Councilmember Dima.
Yes.
Councilmember Cantos.
Yes.
Councilmember Patel.
Yes.
Councilmember Patil.
Yes to table.
Councilmember Shmuel.
Yes to table.
Council President Coyle.
Yes.
2275 is tabled.
2276. Clerk, read ordinance.
Ordinance of the Township of Edison, County of Middlesex, State of New Jersey, authorizing the acquisition of negotiated agreements of real property under property interest required for a drainage project that is planned for the area of Calvert Avenue, Albert Court, Wayne, and Huntington Road.
I'd like to open this up to the public. Any questions or comments from the public? Seeing none, can I have a motion to close the public portion?
Motion to close the public portion.
Can I have a second?
Second.
Any, have a motion to adopt?
Motion to adopt.
Second.
Second. Council comments? Hearing none, Madam Clerk, roll call.
Councilmember Brescher.
Yes.
Councilmember Dima.
Yes.
Councilmember Kentos.
Yes.
Councilmember Patel.
Yes.
Councilmember Patil.
Yes.
Councilmember Shmuel.
Yes.
Council President Coyle.
Yes. $22.77, clerk read ordinance.
An ordinance amending Chapter 2, Article 2.13, addressing the council.
Council President?
Yes.
Yeah, so we have to go for public comments first, right?
Okay. And to open this up to the public,
Yeah.
please.
Good evening, Margot Harris, Oak Hills Road, Edison. I did not have a chance at the last session because I had the 4 minutes. This was during the comments and resolutions. I mean, not resolutions, but the public comments. But it was a great example of why we need the 6 minutes. I couldn't finish all the things that I needed to say. So I have heard, I'm glad you tabled, I'm very glad the last ordinance was tabled. But I come back to this 6 minutes and I've heard every argument as to, well, other townships do this and other townships do that. I don't care what other townships do. 2 or 3 years ago, we had 6 minutes. We had had 6 minutes for years. And because there were disruptors, I get it. In 2023, we had the disruptors, and we had the so-called flag ban, and then we had this, and it was a reactive, and I think it was a poorly timed. It was a knee-jerk reaction to the trouble that we were having back then, and because we weren't really enforcing decorum. So who gets punished for the actions of a few? Many of us, those of us who do come to council meetings, those who used to come to council meetings and no longer do because they've had it. So I don't care about all the stats about other towns. You can do all the research you want. I have an example from trying to clear away the clutter with, about some years ago, my ex-husband and I were on a flight from LA to Hawaii, and the United Airlines had a thing that they called the halfway to Hawaii game. And in the halfway to Hawaii game, you're supposed to figure out at what exact time you're going to be halfway to Hawaii. You needed it down to the minute and the second. And they're giving you all this information. They're giving you the altitude, longitude, wind speed, ground speed, and all of that stuff. And I didn't need all of that information to just do the math. I know how long it takes to get from LA to Hawaii, and I divide it in two, and I add the half to the departure time, came up with the time. Guess who won the bottle of champagne? So we don't need all of this rigmarole about what other townships do. We need to have that 1/3 of the time that was taken away restored to us. We have a lot to say, and we, the people who come faithfully to these meetings, have a lot to say and need you to listen. So as you were talking about expanding salaries, expanding the salaries, then the irony doesn't escape that you expand your salaries, you up your salaries, but you continue to deny us of that extra 2 minutes. And as I said to Councilmember Patel last time, who spoke for 10 minutes about why we shouldn't have 6 minutes, the irony is just staring you right in the face. So I am asking you, I am begging you on behalf of my other faithful attendees to these meetings, please, please do us this solid and restore the 6 minutes. Thank you.
Any other members of the public, please?
Good evening, Thomas Wacky, Edison, New Jersey. Before I begin, Councilperson Dima, could you just talk a little bit louder?
Sorry.
I find it very hard to hear you over, in the audience. This council needs to go and, I guess, put back to, change the ordinance to 6 minutes. Number one, I wind up talking off the top of my head. A lot of times I can't get out in the 4 minutes that you have now, you allot us now. I can't get all my thoughts in order and addressed to council. I really request that you change this. You're not going, and looking at this ordinance as you're changing it now to what it used to be, we lost the rebuttal process, which has been stricken from that ordinance also, which is very important because apparently when one of the people talked, when Elizabeth talked, she went and I guess she didn't get her answer, and she's questioning. We need the 6 minutes, and we need the rebuttal process. That's the only way that we can ensure that we get our thoughts together, we address them to the council, and if it's not if the answer isn't correct in our mind, we should have that rebuttal process back. If you look at the number of people in the audience right now, 10 people, 2 minutes, that's 20 minutes. 2 minutes additional, that's 20 minutes. It's not going to be the end of the world. As was mentioned, Councilmember Patel, he talked a lot longer than we all had in that 4-minute process last time. We need to go back to the 6 minutes. And if you would like to scribble in rebuttal period, I think you need to have that too. I think you guys need to do the right thing, put it back 6 minutes, and add the rebuttal to it.
Thank you for your comments. Any other members, please?
Elizabeth Conway, 20 Netherwood Circle. I'm going to talk for my 4 minutes, but I know it would take much longer than 4 minutes to get my feelings across. As it was proven, and I thank you, Councilman Patel, by proving to everyone that was watching or sitting here that it takes more than 4 minutes to get your point across. You actually spoke a little over 9 minutes, and we're not asking for 9 minutes. You would have been shut down, and most of what you had to say would have been neglected. But the idea of it is, when you have a point across that you want to share, I felt very strongly about what I was to say before. And I did not finish. And when the lawyer spoke, he did not say the word that I kept seeing. So when I sat down and he did not put in that word differential, I did not even get a chance to say, why did I keep seeing the difference, the differential in the salary? And that's because I was given 4 minutes. Now I realize you can even shut me down after 6 minutes sometimes, depending on what I have to say. But we were given 6 minutes, and this was something that we had to live with. We did have a chance to question with the rebuttal, and because of what took place in the last couple of years, I think it was an impulse decision to switch it back. But to the general public, it looks like you were just being vindictive, like, we'll shut you down. And that's not the way it's supposed to be. You're here to listen to what we have to say. You're here to consider what we have to say. But by doing that, what are you telling your general public that pays your salaries, even though it's a lot less than Mr. Brescher wants? But we need to consider what other people say. And yes, there's 8 of us in the room right now. And I'll never forget, when I first started coming years ago, there were more than 8 people. There were very intelligent people that came to these meetings to give their feedback or even to teach a lesson about this township. And so many of them walked out the last time and said, I give up, which is sad. But I'm not the type to give up, so you're going to have to put up with me. But consider Who are you working for? What are you doing? Will 2 extra minutes make any big difference? To me, maybe. Depends on the item. But at least give us the chance to get our ideas over, and then we'll sit down. There are times where I've not used my 4 minutes, and I'm going to even give you 53 seconds. Thank you.
Thank you. Please come up.
Joyce Ship Freeman, Edison, New Jersey. Now,
Joyce, excuse me just 1 second. I just want to interrupt you. Just for those who are here, stop our clock, please. For those who are here, we're just speaking on this one ordinance right here. Anybody who's here that's new, there'll be a public portion you can speak at the end to talk about anything you'd like. So if you do decide to come up, you can for this particular ordinance. It's for time, public speaking time only. You can only comment on that. Thank you. Sorry, Joyce. Please start the clock.
okay, I'm looking at it, and I think there's like 3 reasons why you would want people to have less time. The first reason, you want to control the narrative. The second reason, time. You want to have them run home real quick with a big salary. Number 3, the authoritarian and dictatorship. That's the only reason why you don't want people to talk, or express what they have to say, and it doesn't sit well. I'm from Edison. I like the place to be better. I like it to be more welcoming. You know, everybody's asking for more money. Everybody's asking for more stuff. But a bunch of people here, and I lost a lot of my, like she said, intelligent friends, that they stopped coming here because they said it's not worth it. It's not worth it for me to get dressed, get out of my house, the bad weather and everything, to drive all the way on this side of town, and you say 4 minutes. And guess what? After you say your 4 minutes, then I'll say all kind of crazy stuff back to you, and then I control the narrative. I have a problem with that this whole thing about controlling the narrative, the time, and the dictatorship type of atmosphere, that's the part that disappoints me, because I've been at these meetings for so many years and years and years, and I've been here when the people only receive maybe, they got lucky if they got $6,000, and they would sit here to 2 o'clock in the morning, respecting the people of this town. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other comments from the public on this ordinance? Please.
Hi, my name is Ajit, and so good evening. So basically, I want to thank you for your service to the community, and I appreciate the public time has been reduced. So as we know, the public comment is not just a procedural requirement. It's only a formal mechanism where residents have to directly address the elected officials in a public forum. The New Jersey's Open Public Meetings Act emphasizes transparency and public participation. So while this law set minimal requirements, strong communities go beyond minimal requirements. So basically what residents want, they want to be heard, and they've often prepared research, and they gather the data. They represent not just themselves, but they represent the entire neighborhoods. So there are many proposals like redevelopment, budget allocations, traffic safety, environmental impact, where timing is not just enough. So basically when residents feel heard, even if the decisions don't go, the trust increases. So I just respectfully suggest, 1, increase the timing back and at least be flexible. Like if there is not 10 people, there is nothing stopping, right, to distribute, to give more time, right? So allow flexible timing when the turnout is really low, and permit additional brief clarification period for agenda-specific issues. So to close, the request is not just about the meeting, prolonging the meetings, it's about strengthening the democratic participation in our township. So when residents feel heard, communities become stronger, more cooperative, and more resilient. So I respectfully ask that this matter be placed on a future agenda for further discussion. Thank you for your time and for your continued service.
Thank you for your comments. Any other questions or comments from the public? Seeing none, can I have a motion to close the public portion?
Motion to close public portion?
Can I have a second?
Second.
Yes, Council President.
Yes.
So on this ordinance, at our last meeting, and right now residents express concern that I spoke for a length, whereas public is limited to 4 minutes. So I understand that perception, I respect that. And today I will not have to repeat what I said last time because it's on the record out there. We spoke about Robert's Rule of Order and the procedure. What happened last time, I wanted to table for all those reasons. Coming back to substance of the ordinance, 4 minutes may feel very limited for certain individuals. And I completely understand that, particularly when addressing complex matters, like some of you said. So there could be an option always to work a middle ground, to have flexibility, like this gentleman said. It's not a bad option. For example, we could have 5 minutes. If council colleagues are ready to work a solution, then that could be another approach. There could be other approach for, maybe 6 minutes is better. For me, I believe this issue should be still thoroughly reviewed. Same thing like we did with the salary. Review, don't make hasty decisions. And I would like to have additional time to review and evaluate what really works best and what should we do, whether we, and how we proceed, rather than just rushing. And the time limit has changed before. We all know that. It has been, revisited again and again. And it could be revisited again in the future. Let's say, no matter what the outcome is, whether it's yes, no, or the motion even doesn't go through today, or it does go through, the time limit can still be subject to change in the next meeting, in the meeting after. So there is no set rule in place. So for those reasons, I think we should table this ordinance for now and do a careful review and work towards a stable, long-term solution and really be flexible with public in this. Thank you. And this is for 1 minute, 47 seconds today.
Councilmember, are you making a motion to table? And would you?
I put a motion to table. If I have a second, that's fine.
Councilmember Patel has a motion to table this ordinance. Do we have a second? Hearing none, the motion fails. Madam Clerk, we have a motion to adopt.
Motion to adopt.
Second. Madam Clerk, roll call.
Councilmember Brusher.
Yes.
Councilmember Dima.
No.
Councilmember Kentos.
Yes.
Councilmember Patel.
Abstain.
Councilmember Patil.
Yes.
Councilmember Shmuel.
No.
Council President Coyle.
No.
1, 2, 3 noes. 1, 2, 3 yeses. Because you don't count the abstention?
Motion fails.
Motion fails.
Fails, right?
Yeah, motion
Fails,
fails.
it's 3 and 3.
18, public
Motion
comments on
fails.
resolutions. Any members of the public who'd like to comment on the resolutions? On resolutions only. This is for resolutions only for those who are new here today. The resolutions are below 18 in the agenda. The agenda is over there. If you need an extra copy, you can get yourself one if you don't have one. And it's for each resolution you can comment on if you have any questions. Please.
All right, 127. For the the IT technology for the tow center is completed.
Can you finish your questions first, please?
Okay, well, that's a bad thing. Being an educator, you ask questions to lead to other questions. I keep forgetting that. I just wanted to know, is the building finished yet? And how are we spending $300,000 on technology for the tow center, and what's it for?
AI.
You got those
Do you
questions?
have any other questions? She's speaking on 127.
Okay, all right, okay. take long to ask those questions, but I mean, if I can get an answer and then I can come back if I get a.
No, we'll get you an answer right now. The tote center, is the tote center, her question was, is the tote center complete?
It is not. The procurement of this obviously is during the construction. We need to do all of the wiring for the cameras and security systems. So while we're doing that, we need to procure the items in order to do all of the hard wiring while in construction.
While in construction.
Yes, sir.
So George, what I'm hearing is while we're in construction, we need to have this IT technology installed prior to closing up the
So we
walls.
don't even know when the Tove Center is going to be finished, but we're spending $300,000.
May I answer that question?
Yes.
Tow Center will be open by the end of the year. It's in the
Tote
middle
center
of
will be open by
construction.
the end of the year.
10 months from now, thank you.
Members of the public, any questions or comments on the resolutions only? Seeing no comments, can I have a motion to close the public portions on the resolutions only?
Motion to close.
Can I have a second?
Second.
To council members from my right, anything to pull? Councilman Brescher?
No.
Councilmember Dima?
No.
Council Vice President?
No.
Councilman Patel?
No.
Councilman Patil?
No.
Councilman Shmuel?
No.
Hearing none, can I have a motion to adopt the consent agenda?
Motion to adopt?
Second.
Second.
Madam Clerk, roll call.
Councilmember Brescher.
Yes.
Councilmember Dima.
Yes.
Councilmember Kentos.
Yes.
Councilmember Patel.
Yes.
Councilmember Patil.
Yes.
Councilmember Shmuel.
Yes.
Council President Quayle.
Yes. Once- Okay, number 20, oral petition remarks. Any member of the public can speak on any topic they'd like, please.
Good evening to all of you. My name is Divakar Gupta. I'm a resident of 380 Westgate Drive. I'm representing NJ Royals, which is a non-profit organization that supports
Excuse me,
cricket.
can you stop this time real quick? I'm sorry to interrupt you. If you don't mind, can you speak closer to the microphone?
Sure. Am I
Please
audible
restart
now?
the clock.
Yeah. Okay, just to start again, my name is Divakar Gupta. I am a resident of 380 Westgate Drive, Edison. I am representing here NJ Royals, which is a non-profit organization that supports cricket for kids which are aged 8 to 16. There are roughly about 100 kids that are affiliated with us. The focus that we have for cricket is not just on the technical skills, but the curriculum that we provide is focused on the mental and the physical abilities as well for the kids. We have a curriculum which helps them understand discipline, teamwork, strategy, and leadership skills, which are used in real life scenarios. The reason why we are here is that last year there were about 2,000 kids which played cricket and within New Jersey. Almost 2/3 of them or 1/3 of them came from the Edison Township. But the infrastructure has been a pretty significant challenge for us. As a nonprofit, therefore it constrains us financially pretty significantly. We came here to the Edison Township office to file a petition for the grants. We were told to send an email to the mayor's office, which we did. That was done on 7th of December. We followed up again on 2nd of February, but we haven't gotten a response. I have the copies here. I would love to submit these to you. And we would love to understand what are the next steps. How can we make a formal petition for the grants?
I apologize. What is your question?
My question is that we had put in a request for the grants. We had submitted an email to the mayor's office. We did not get a response. Here are the copies. We want to understand what is the process for it and how can we formalize this petition.
I think it's funding for sports.
Is that what he's, I was just about to ask that. Is he referring
think it's
to
funding,
us funding them, or is he referring to an actual grant? I'd like to know the name of the grant. Or are you just looking for the funding the township provides?
The funding the township provides, again, we also reached out to Mr. Ajay Patil for some guidance here. We would love to understand what can be done here in terms of getting us the grants.
So you've sent all your information in to, I believe, the
Those
director
are
of
the copies
rec?
that, those are the copies that we're submitting now.
Okay.
We've already submitted.
I would put that question to Sonia. She could tell us where the administration's at with the funding formula.
Right. So that's what I'm saying, that we came to the office, we wanted to understand what the process is. We were told that you have to submit an email to the mayor's office. That we did. That's a copy with you. We did that on 7th of December. We followed up again on 2nd of February. No response. We just don't know what to do next.
A few questions real quick, just before I go to the council members. How long has your organization been involved?
It's been in Edison for more than 5 years.
And how many members do you have?
More than 100 kids affiliated with us.
And where were you playing prior to this?
Sorry?
I mean, just a real question. Is part of your question you want to retain fields or retain being part of the funding formula for funds?
The funding formula.
Okay, so you're using the fields now?
We are using paid facilities now because, again, in winters, we can't use open fields. Therefore, the infrastructure, that's what I mentioned, that it's a significant challenge for us.
Before council members speak, can we move to the administration and see what they have to say first? Please.
So I have his application, well, his request. This is not an application. So we are working on the formula and the funding. I working with, actually, we worked with Councilman Brescher, and we're working with a couple more council folks on this because part of the formula is that the percentage of, obviously, Edison residents this would benefit too. Also, the use of our fields, we're calculating exactly what that looks like for the funding for every other youth organization that we've currently, quite frankly, are providing funding to. So we are looking at this, and we're hoping to present an ordinance to you by the end of March. That would be the optimal time because we are trying to make sure that the formula addresses our current youth sports and anyone else that would be making the application. So we don't have an answer for him today in terms of if it is approved or not, because we are working on it and need to present it to the council first.
I have a question. Maybe it's for Sonia, or maybe the gentleman here can answer it. Have you received money from Edison Township before?
No, we haven't.
So you're applying for the first time?
Yes, we are applying for the first time.
Understood.
Okay. I apologize. Your time is up. I'm going to be here after the meeting. We can speak privately. Councilman Patil is probably someone who is uniquely involved in cricket. He's not good at cricket. I've watched him play. I thought I was better. But he definitely, I think together we can decide if the councilman doesn't mind and we can find out. But I do applaud your efforts as council. Certainly cares the involvement in youth involved. So
I would love for all of you to try your hand at cricket once. Thank you.
That's it. No problem. Thank you. Yes, please come up.
Well, that's what I'm thinking.
Margot Harris, Oak Hills Road, Edison. First, I want to thank DPW for another job well done. Extraordinary winter that we're having, and they have shown that they are up to the job. And so I want to thank everybody in DPW for all the good work and all the long hours they put in. Second, with regard to the ordinance that just failed, I want to thank Councilman Brescher. I want to thank Council Vice President Kentos. I want to thank Councilman Patil for voting for it. To the rest of you, I've got 3 words: shame on you. And the last thing I want to say is, with this vote and with your signs of disrespect to the public, I wish you, Councilman Shmuel and Council President Hoyle, wish you luck getting reelected next year. Thank you.
Joyce? Yeah, Joyce.
Grace Freeman. I just wonder how people have such less confidence in themselves that they have to control the narrative. And like I told my students, shared time, responsibility, people working equally back and forth with each other for a common goal to make this town better as time goes on means a lot. Means a lot to some people. Some of the people who don't come anymore, they've given up. And I'm like Liz over there. We've been in education most of our life. So we're not the people that give up because we couldn't allow our students to give up. So even in my classrooms and stuff, I allowed my students to speak on different topics and feel freely about it. Now, the part that's strange to me is that's why I said grifters before, because we want all this extra money, but we look at you with disdain. It comes back to me that way. I don't think it's fair that some people were unable to control the meeting because of the leadership of the meeting. So let me punish the whole town, just like me saying, well, John didn't do good. He acted up at recess. So since John acted up at recess, none of you guys will ever have recess again. That part saddens me. And the part that I was talking about the TOEF building, because I keep asking about the TOEF building, they tell me, oh, it'll be here by the end of the year. But we spend money like drunken sailors. Like, you tell me for that Stelton building, we got to spend $400, not $400, $400,000 almost to tell me that it's still filled with asbestos, it's still terrible, so there's nothing else we can do with it. So now we spent $400,000 to tell us to take another $400,000 to tear it down and start from scratch. Kind of, and people want money because your job is to watch my money. But I don't see that you're doing the proper job to watch my money. And then I seen where to buy Jade Dynasty for $5 million, so we can put a recreation center there. I don't think people get it. You might buy it for $5 million, but it's gonna cost you $25 million in order for you to put a place there. Is that the reason why people ask about the money and some people ask about the minutes? The real reason people ask about the money, because as council members, you're supposed to be stewards of the money, all right? So if you're stewards of the money, you should have some type of idea about this money y'all blowing. Like, anything that comes up, most of the time, I know different things that have to be run correctly, but I sat up there before and watched your money and was a good steward of the money and said no to the things that I thought was crazy. Now, we okay with buying buildings for $5 million. We okay, sight unseen, TOEF building, we are $300,000 on that. Whew, oh my goodness. I can't even count up all the money that we're spending. But you know one thing? The government and people losing their jobs. I don't, because you live in a safe world, don't mean the rest of the people are. They're hurting. They're very hurting. Check your grocery, check all the rest of the prices, and see how the people feel about their electric bills.
Thank you, Joyce.
Please come up.
Thomas Lucky, Edison. Very disappointed that Ordinance 2277 failed. Okay. It's almost like, as Joyce put it, you're taking it out on everybody. Okay, it's wrong. It's wrong. It's terribly wrong. Then, well, that's all I'm going to say about it. Just totally disappointed in the council voting that. The ones that voted it down, the ones that had a backbone and stood up for it, I applaud you. Regarding 2275, I know it was tabled. I probably won't be here when that is brought back to the council for a vote. It's, if I can't get my 6 minutes, why should I waste my my hour to come here and try to voice my opinion. We all have different opinions, and I would hope that they would be considered. 2275, your raise is going in the right direction, as you talk. Was over 100%, now it's approximately 46%. Private sector, as I said the last time, and it's probably the last time I'm going to say it, that's ludicrous. You know, I think back, I heard a statement saying, well, that's how we can attract new talent to the council. That's not why you wanted to be elected. In my mind, if I run for something, it's because I have a passion in my heart to go and to try to make something better. It's not a private sector job where you're trying to attract the best talent that you can find. You're there because it's a burning desire. You want to do something better for Edison. You shouldn't have to give yourself a 46% raise or a tabled 46% raise. You should be doing it because you want to do it. And that's how, if I remember my history right, that's how the founding fathers were talking about, you know, Congress is a part-time job. People should, after they serve, they go back home to their other job or to their farms or whatever. They do it because they want to do it. They want to better the country. They want to better the town. It's not about money. It's about what's in your heart for the town of Edison, for the township of Edison. Thank you.
Thank you. Any of the members of the public would like to speak, please?
Elizabeth Conway, 20 Netherwood Circle. You should all have it memorized by now. The first thing I'd like to talk about is the huge snow that we have gotten, and I appreciate all the work that the DPW is doing. The only question or concern I have is they really have nowhere to put the snow, but it is winding up on the corners. And some of the corners in my neighborhood, the piles are so high, it's rather difficult to make a left-hand turn because you can't see the cars coming. I did mention it to, don't remember her name, but she was here last time when you were not, Sonia, and she was going to look into it, but we got even more snow now, and that corner is still very bad. So I did give Mr. Toth the address of where the one is, and the other one is on the corner of Inman and Old Raritan, my favorite corner in the whole township. So if hopefully Mother Nature will take care of it, but I think if a plan could happen that this doesn't happen in the future, where we could put the corner high piles, I'd appreciate it. The second thing is your committee assignments. At the last month, President Coyle, you announced that on the next day, the assignments were going to go out, and I was wondering if that had been done yet. And as far as the committees are concerned, I know I'm on the Human Relations Commission, and my term is up in 26, but a few of the members on the commission, they're passed, and we don't know what their standards are yet, and we still don't have a full commission, so if that can be looked into, I'd appreciate it. We don't get a rebuttal, so I am going to bring back the one ordinance regarding the military, and I did not hear the lawyer say the word differential, and that was the word that stuck out to me when I was reading the ordinance, that the township was paying the differential amount of money between the federal government's allotment to the service members and the township's salary. It wasn't a matter of they not be able to get overtime, but before they were able to get the pay from the government for their service, and then their salary, just their salary from Edison Township. And I'm sure they're not looking for overtime, but they would like to have at least be considered that they are doing two separate things, one for the township and one for the federal government and all the people in the United States of America. And as far as the 6 minutes, only 3 words I can come up with is shame on you. And whether you voted yes or no, I like the yes people. I don't respect, but I do respect the no people. But I'm sorry, Councilman Patel, abstaining is the biggest joke of the world. If you don't know about this by now, shame on you.
Thank you. Any other members of the public like to comment? Seeing none, can I have a motion to close the public portion?
Motion to close the public portion?
Second.
Second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay. Okay. Reports from all council members and committees. They were just assigned today, so I don't expect you to have answers, so we're going to skip that. Points of light.
Council President, if you just want to respond to the residents, council committees were assigned.
Yeah.
Copy right here.
Points of light, just I'm quite certain that we would agree together. DPW did an outstanding job. I mean, we are 48 hours into this snowstorm. Today's Wednesday. This snowstorm was continued on Monday. We've had some more snow today. And for those who have some issues in your community, please report to the township. You're also welcome to email me at jcoyle@edisonnj.gov. But I think the DPW did a wonderful job, not just dispatching at the perfect time, but also dispatching salt at the right time, covering the main roads as a priority. And if you think about it, for those who may have made comments, we have 700 lane miles of curbs in Edison. That's right, 700 lane miles of curbs. Think about where all that snow has to go. It's going to wind up on corners temporarily, but there's a plan to get to the most critical areas first to make sure that people can walk down their sidewalk properly to the corner. But I'm truly thankful for all the men and women that have served throughout, 24-hour notice all over the town, and what a great job. Any other council members who'd like to speak on points of light?
If I could just reiterate, I just wanted to, just wanted to give a big thank you to the DPW crews and the director and, all of our first responders and dispatchers. The storm wasn't easy. And, you guys were out there in the worst of it, doing what you do best and keeping everyone safe. And I know that there's still more work ahead, but it doesn't go unnoticed. So we really appreciate everything. So thank you.
Any other council members, points of light?
Council President, I know she already left. Joyce Ship Freeman already left, and I don't think we recognized her at the last meeting. Black History Month runs from February 1st through March 1st, and just want to recognize the fact that Joyce Ship Freeman, former councilwoman, first Black councilwoman in Edison, was here before, and want to thank her for her service.
Thank you. Any council members, points of light?
Council President?
Yes.
It's about the snow. Not only DPW, police, fire, all our township employees, but I have to say special thanks to the administration and the mayor who kept their toes on the ground. They're constantly following up, updating the residents. And I cannot thank enough for all the employees who are involved. Again, of course, the DPW who work around the clock, 2-3 days, and they're still working when they get the complaint. Police, fire, they're always on the ground. They're, again, navigating through the snowstorm was not an easy thing. And again, thank you, everyone. The kudos to everyone who were involved. Again, thank you, administration and the mayor. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Any other members of the council for points of light? Hearing none, we're moving to the, obviously this past weekend was the Lunar New Year. So thank you for participating. That was a wonderful event. Discussion items, 24. To my right, Councilmember Brescher.
None at this time.
Thank you. Councilmember Dima.
None at this time.
Council Vice President Kentos.
None at this time.
Councilmember Patel.
Yes, Council President. So in the agenda, I had mentioned about AI technology and smart city. There is a lot of chatter about it. It's a wide area. I can take over more minutes if I were to discuss all of it. So what we will do is we will plan a proper, with Council President, with the administration, plan a proper initiative, and then we'll come back with what we want to present and how we want to start, because it's like an ocean. I can go all night long, and then people will complain about minutes, so I don't want to get there. So we will put it at a future date with proper planning. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilman Patel.
Thank you, Council President.
Yep.
The first 3 points are linked to the same thing. It's about the speed limit. I met several residents last year of the Talmadge, especially the challenges around the in and out Edison Village and those neighboring communities. They also expressed the concern about the speed limit. If you look at Talmadge, it's one of the, I think I would call that as a bloodline from north to south. And people literally fly from one signal to all the way to the other end. So the request is to change the speed limit to 25 miles an hour, which is similar request to Grove Avenue. The last year, this council did support extending the 25 miles an hour speed limit for a smaller section to address the concern around the Grove and the Calvert, but that did not really solve the problem. Looks like there are on and off speed limits. If you look at entire Metatron, Grove Avenue is 25 miles an hour. Then it becomes 30 miles an hour, 35. Then again, it is 25 miles an hour. Again, it's 35. Now you cross Oak Tree Road, you enter into JP Stevens. Again, it is 25 miles an hour. Again, it becomes 35 miles an hour. So there is a huge inconsistency in terms of the speed limit on that entire strip. So again, the request is to 25 miles an hour. I understand there was a traffic study done. So the Metatron did. If Metatron can make it happen, I don't know why Edison cannot make it happen. So this request to administration to look at changing the speed limit for Grove Avenue as well as the Talmadge. Also, the request was about the flashing lights, especially the busy intersections. The crossing lights are helping, but not really helping when there is a time, when there is no one who is pressing that button. But if you can have the flashing light, especially Calvert and the Grove Avenue, as well as closer before entering into the Edison Village area, that would be really helpful. Next one is farmers market. Several years we missed the farmers market. Now we know the situation, the inflation is going up. There is a food issue all around. Every day you can hear in the news there are job losses. I think this is a perfect opportunity for us to attract the farmers, give it back to the community. Let's establish a good farmers market. It doesn't matter whether it's a Clara Barton, South Edison, North Edison, but we really need farmers market so that we can serve the community. Toth Center, Sonia, you did give the update that it will open end of the year, correct? So it's good to know that it's progressing very well. And wanted to answer our former councilman's question about the technology spending. Yes, it is required to approve. Once the resolution approves, you will fund the money, the work will start, and that's only the way to complete the work. So it was, I'm happy to see that work on the Toth Center. Next one is Stilton Community Center. Last council meeting, there was a resolution to fund the study as well as possible demolition. The question here is what happened, but if there is a way for us to get what was the state grant, what was the bonded money, how much we spend, what is left, and what is the progress. If you can just share that in the email, that would be helpful.
Sure.
Yeah, that's it, Council President. And one more last thing, snow. We thanked everyone, but one thing that I think we are missing is coordination with the school board. There are several sidewalks that are connecting to school. They are yet not cleaned as of today. If there is a way for township and the board of ed, I know we have the liaison committee now, who can take this issue and at least issue the warning. We know the common culprits, right? Last term, the same thing happened. This term, again, it's a repeat offense. If we can socialize this issue, especially in that neighborhood, even if we can have our police officers go and knock the doors, and at least just for the sake of the kids, if we can do something there.
Yes.
So, Council,
Hold on, just 1 second. I'm sorry, just excuse me. Are you finished, Councilman?
it's related
We'll
to
get a
this.
question from the BA. Let her.
Yes, that's the question here.
Yes, Councilman Brewster actually reached out to me, and as well as Councilman Patel. So it is an ongoing issue. So just today, we did issue 20 warnings. It's the warning system within the 2-block radius of all of the different schools. We're gonna keep at it.
Perfect.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, Council President.
please.
So, yes, Sonia, I didn't copy you on that email. I forgot with everything craziness going on with the snowstorm, but I sent it to, Mr. Deal. So I had listed down all the streets that where enforcement would be helpful. So that includes streets near the school areas. So during the last snowstorm, we had identified all those streets leading to the school and the walkways, and it came from the input from the residents and from people who walk to the school. So if you go through that list, it's right there. Maybe the enforcement was in some of those streets, but that's exactly the list that we prepared. There could be more, but we are starting to get this. So every time this happens, it's easier for the administration to target that first. That would really help.
If you could share that with me, that'd be great.
I'll
make
forward
sure
it right
that
away.
That
Yes.
gets worked on. Thank you.
Thank you, council members. Councilmember Shmuel?
None. Thank you.
Council President Joe Coyle. I only will have some follow-up with the administration for these sidewalks in the schools, and I'll share that in committee. I have nothing to discuss at this time. Have a motion to adjourn?
Council President, I have one more thing.
Oh, okay, sure.
Sorry. Yes. So there is since these guys are here talking about some sport funding and everything, there was a resolution not related to funding, but I had asked the clerk to send it to me before, and this was tabled in 2024. The resolution is 426-272024 for Sonia. So I will forward you that one as well. So Councilman Patil is aware of this resolution. So the Board of Education is asking if we can put this back again. So if you can please check what's going on with that, and if you can bring that back again.
Are you referring to the user agreement for cricket?
For the turf field.
Got it.
Turf Field USA Inc. for Woodrow Wilson.
This is for cricket, correct?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, I'll follow up with
Thank you.
everyone. Thank you.
Councilman, just the last one. I think New Jersey State, I don't know if the law is passed, but it was under consideration that there won't be any synthetic turf field they will be installed in state of New Jersey. So if you can research that, that would change the whole paradigm. It will be natural. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. A motion to adjourn?
Motion.
Have a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Meeting is complete, 7:36. Thank you.